Hi everybody, Jo here again. Hope you're feeling okay. Now today I'm popping in with a lovely little scene. We're going to use watercolour card, we're going to use some elements, we're going to use, well, you might spot a stamp you haven't seen before. I may just sneak something new in, but who knows? Depends what the fairies get up to. So this is the card we're going to make, something similar to this. And I'm going to start off with a piece of, and this is our watercolour card. Just looking for the packet, I file it on the floor, as you know. So this is the Lavinia watercolour card, and it's hot pressed. Lovely, it's an off-white colour, which is beautiful. And it's quite smooth. It's not rippled like some watercolour cards, so it takes stamping really well. And what we're going to do is I'm going to make a general background to start off with. And I'm going to let that dry. I've actually got one I've already made, just because for me I like them to dry naturally. And you can speed them up with a heat tool, but I always think they're better if they're left to just dry naturally. So I've chosen to use my Element Inks, and the colours I've gone for are Merlot. Like a bit of Merlot, don't we? Oh, Olive's upside down. Olive. So anybody from the On the Buses days, oh, that'll make you smile, Olive. Sahara, little bit of Sahara just in there, and Blue Lagoon. And I've got to be honest, I love these colours together. Fabulous combination. And what I'm going to do is just pop them on my mat. Now, you might not be able to see, I need space to put them. So the Blue Lagoons go in there. You'll probably see when I get round here. Then we'll have some Sahara there. And I'm just putting them straight down on my mat, look, giving them a bit of a wiggle. And there we go. And I've put my piece of card. Now, I'm not sure if I told you the size. My memory's not what it was. So it's 7.5 inches that way, 3 1/4 that way, just because it's going to go on a DL or slimline card. And I've popped it on a piece of kitchen roll just to absorb some, because the water will seep off, and I just find that easier for me. So I'm just going to move my camera this way a little bit, just see if we can get more of that in. There we go. Now I've got my mop brush in water here, and I'm using the smaller one. If you remember, we've got 3 sizes, so this is the size 1. And I'm just going to pop it in the Sahara, and I just want an area here, just a sort of an idea of a yellow area ish, and it is a very big ish. Then I'm going to just go into the water again and then pick up some of the olive, and I'm going to have olive sort of down here, and I'm just sort of dabbing it on. I'm not overthinking it at all. Clean my brush, and then I'm going to come into the blue, and I'm going to dab the blue here. Now, I want it all to react. I don't want a definite, it's not a definite thing, this at all. I love it because you literally, well, I do, just dab it on, and I love the way they intermingle. What I am going to do is another piece of kitchen towel, and just while it's wet, almost do some faux bleaching to give us a couple of clouds, just to add a bit of interest into the sky. So I'll just mop those bits up, look, and you almost get that, looks like a cloudy sky, just for that bit of interest. If there's any bits that are a bit watery, again, just dab it off. And then at the bottom, I'm going to come in with that lovely dark Merlot. Now, you can spritz your water first if you'd rather. I find my mop brush, it holds so much water that I've no need to spritz. And what I tend to do is let this dry. Again, keeping an eye. Now, one good tip is the card may buckle a little. So I find I have one of those nice little stirrers that you get when you buy a certain coffee at a coffee shop. And if I need the card to be flat, I can just hold it down with that. Now here, I just want a little bit more green in there. And then just want it a little bit darker at the bottom. So I'll just come in with a bit more of the Merlot. As it dries, just darken it up by introducing some more. And I tend to add the Merlot up the sides as well, just to give. So if I show you that, she says, give you an idea. So already we've got the start of that scene. Look, the dark at the bottom and up the sides, the clouds, the sky, and that almost, can you see that bit there? I love, you see this bit here? You know, if ever you're looking at the sky and you can almost see rain in the distance and it looks like the clouds are feathering. Well, I love that. And look here, almost looks like you've got rays of sun. It is amazing, and that's why I like to leave this to dry naturally, because all those areas will really enhance as they dry. So I'm going to put that to one side and just mop this up. Now, again, I tend to make 2 or 3 backgrounds in one go, just because if I've got the ink out, I might as well use it all. But we'll just give that a nice dry. And so I would make quite a few of those. So you cut your pieces down from your A4 watercolour card. I think you get 3 of these off one sheet, if I remember correctly. So this is one I did exactly the same. Well, I say exactly the same technique, same colours, but everyone will be slightly different. Look, these little effects. But that's what I love about it. And I love as it dries. If you let it dry naturally, look, you'll get these lines where the dark edges dry. And for me, I just love that. Right, so I'm just going to flatten it a bit. And we'll add some stamping. And the first stamp we'll come in with is this one. And it's one I haven't used for a while. It's called Nigella Damaska. And I'm thinking that always reminds me of the Scottish borders. Got some lovely crafty friends that live in Scotland. I love going up there to do workshops. Mind you, got lovely crafty friends all over. But there's something about the Scottish borders and the heather. And, you know, this, I can almost just thinking of that sort of, that's just the way it takes me cut. Because of the colours, I think. I'm thinking heather, I'm thinking stag, I'm thinking, you know, Scottish borders. But all the same, if you change the colours, you could come up with a different scene. And, you know, it just reminds me. So a few of you have been in touch again and said your mojo's gone. Just by creating backgrounds like this, maybe change your colours up a bit. It'll give you different ideas. And that, I think, personally, helps Mr. Mojo come back. Because, as I say, my mind, the way it went with these colours. And the only reason I chose Merlot is because it's a colour I haven't used recently. And as I say, my head just went to sort of heather and borders and stags. And as I say, then Crafty Mojo comes back. Now, I'm going in with VersaFine Clair, the Chianti. I thought the colours went very well together. So that's why I've chosen. And we'll just add a couple of these. And I'm thinking we're going to have one over here. And then we'll add another first generation and then possibly a second. And then we'll have a little group on this side, but I don't want them to be identical, so I'll just add 2 this side. So there's one. Because that's the thing, it's just going for, I want it to look nice, but I don't want that. I don't want actual symmetry. And if I'm not careful, that's what I tend to do with my stamping. So I like that little grouping. And then to the main thing. So you may have seen on social media that on the 10th of May, so it depends what date you're watching this little video, we may just have some new stamps coming out. A new collection called the Forest Realm Collection. And one of those is a fabulous stamp called, and you know what I'm like for making names up, so I have written it down, called the Moss Cap Cluster. And I'm making sure I say it correctly because, as I say, you know me, I will make names up. Now, if I ink it up so you can see it now, look at this. Just saying, this is fabulous for bookmarks. Just saying. So I'm going to put the main, let's put the main one here, and I'm stamping this in black because this is going to be my main feature. Well, it's a sneak peek on this, but hence I'm doing it as my main feature because I just love it. And it's brilliant to colour if you love colouring in. So we'll stamp another one. And this one I'll go a little bit lower. It almost tessellates, look, with the shapes. So stamping just different heights. Lovely. And then we'll have one more. And again, this is all in the black. So we need to alter the height of this one, don't we? So maybe just go there. Because I don't want them all the same height. Yeah. Ooh, love that. Need something at the sides though, just to finish off the whole design. So let's come in with the good old field grass. And we're going to come in with Warm Breeze. Just picks up that blue that we used in the sky. So we'll have a little bit of field grass there. And then just a little bit. And you see instantly that finishes it off that area. So if we just have some this side and just a little, and then maybe just like it's coming up through, yeah. And you see how that picks up the colour of the sky and just brings all those colours together. And then just to finish off at the bottom, we'll add, because we've got black stamp in there, I need to bring black in somewhere else, just so that design looks that, we borrow that word off Tim, don't we, cohesive design. So I think if we just have a couple of these field grass in black, not only will it blend together, and you see how that now, this looks a little bit bitty, whereas that, it follows it on, your eye follows along here because you've got just those couple of stamping in black. Does that make sense? So if I do a couple this side as well, but also as well as making it the nice cohesive design, it brings it to the foreground and it will knock that blue stamping look further in the distance. So we build up that perspective. So just a bit there. I don't want to overcook it, just want one at this edge, just almost to frame it here. There we go. Yes, happy with that. So we'll give that a wipe. Now, it just happens we may also have some little mini stamps on Friday. And oh, love mini stamps. You can do so much with them. So I'm going to add around the top this gorgeous, now this one's called Forest Leaves Mini. And if I show you the finished one, look. Now, me being me, wait till I tell you, obviously makes fabulous wreath cards because, you know, gotta love a wreath card. But it's great for filling in. Now, you could leave this with the sky like that if you wanted, but I just think it needs a little bit of something in the corners. So we'll come back to the Chianti because I think that'll show up nicely against the blue. So let's just add some stamping in the Chianti, and I'm just turning the stamp round so it's not exactly the same on each time I stamp it. Now I've just got a little bit of ink on the corners. I am a tinker for doing that, you know. Right, so let's do it this way. For speed, I tend to take my stamp to the ink pad, but I do get ink on the corners, and that way I get it on my work, and I must, but it's just so easy to do it that way, isn't it? Right, let me have a look. Now I'm going to add some in black as well. So I don't want to overcook it. I just think we want a little bit there. And I want to leave a space here for that shape. So exciting having new stamps, I have to say. And I just know you're going to love them all. I always do that thing of going, oh, that one's my favourite. And then I use them and I go, oh no, that one's my favourite. I think we're all the same. Sometimes the one I've chosen to start off with, you know, that almost speaks to me straight away, stays my favourite. Sometimes another one will sneak in and end up being my favourite. And it sort of catches me unaware. Are you the same? Do you always know which one is going to be the one you're going to use the most? Or like me, do ones just catch you and you think, oh, I can't believe I keep using that one. Just want to catch that little bit there. And then a bit there. Larger one there. Maybe second generation there. Just to mix it up a bit. I will turn it round in a minute so you can have a proper look. Now you could, obviously, if you wanted, add a darker colour around, just blend some ink to frame it. But I know not everybody likes doing that. So I'm thinking I'll just use that stamping to add our frame. This is going to be so useful. Honestly, keep your eyes out for these little new mini stamps. Like I say, I just know you're going to love them. So we'll add a little bit of colour. And for that, I'm going to come in with these lovely colouring pencils. And I'm not doing anything difficult with them. I'm just going to do some basic colouring. Now, I know you're going to ask what colours I'm going to use. So I've got a lovely blue that I'm going to use first. Sort of a bluey green. And this is number 21. I will put all the numbers in the description at the bottom. But I'm just going to add this here, look. Because I think this picks up. Again, when I was looking at my colours to decide which colour, I had a look at my Warm Breeze. And look, I just put the pencils next to it and decided this was the one. And often that's the way I decide colours. And I didn't want this tone on tone, so I thought with the sort of Chianti, that would look lovely. So I'm very quickly just going to add a little bit of colour to these, make them a bit more solid. But then I'm also going to come in with my Wink of Stella, do a little bit of winker colouring, because obviously they are water soluble, so that'll blend them beautifully and give them that lovely shimmer when it dries. Just clean my brush. Right, now for the main ones, I've got 3 colours. So I've gone for a green, which is number 23, a blue, which is number 20, and sort of a reddy colour, which is number 8. I think that's 8. Oh, hang on. Oh, right, let me have a look at what number's next to it, because I'm not convinced that is an 8. Oh, well, that one's 9, so it must be 8. Just it's quite hard to read, so I think it's number 8. So what I'm going to do is, with these beautiful mushrooms, you can do light to dark if you want, but I just thought they looked lovely if I coloured the whole mushroom in one colour. But what I find hard about this is I've gone for 3 colours and I want to randomly colour them. Now for me, that's like, oh, did somebody say random? So I'm going to do a few in this lovely red. And this, again, goes with the Merlot at the base. So I'm sort of keeping my colour tones. And then I'm going to come in with the green. And this, I thought, goes lovely with the green we've got in that mid layer. So I'll have some green. And again, I know you're probably going to shout at me and go, that isn't random. Trying to do random is so funny. And then we'll come in with the blue. And again, this is going to tone in. We've got that beautiful blue in the sky. Now, you could choose as many colours as you wanted. I just didn't want to overcomplicate it with the colours. Now, I'm going to see if I can get all the ones left in the blue. And I know I'm bound to miss one. So by all means, shout at your television or your tablet or whatever you're watching me on. I think I've got them all. Oh, no, you see, missed that one. So I'm going to put those down and come in and do some Wink of colouring again. So I'll go for the green ones first. And this really will. Oh, look, it makes that colour really pop. And how quick is that? So then we'll go blue. Now, obviously, you will take longer at home. And then just cleaning the brush in between, and then we'll activate this beautiful sort of reddy, burgundy, Merlot type colour. Whoa, look at that one there. And it's lovely because you can see how it almost reflects the colour we've used in the leaves. Right, did I miss any of those? I think. But look at that. It's just beautiful. Oh, better just clean that, otherwise next time I go for it. Now, they've got the most gorgeous stems. So I'm going to come with a lovely Signo pen, and this is the green. I'm just going to check it's working. And again, I'm just going to, there's a little edge. The detail is beautiful on these. So my head may come in, so I do apologise. But I'm just going to take my time and do all this lovely detail. So can you see here, look? Just going round the edge and down. So I'm just going to come into the light. And the stems, it's lovely. It goes sort of in front of some and behind others. I mean, these are so beautiful. Remember, Tracy hand draws them all. So it's only, I tell you what, when you get this stamp and you do this, you'll realise how many of these lovely stems there are. As I say, you will take your time. I just know if I miss one, you're going to be shouting at me saying, oh, you've missed that one. Right, there's this one up here and that goes down there. It's a bit like one of those puzzle books I do with Elliot and Jensen, you know, which one, A, B or C, gets the mouse to the cheese. You've got to work out whether the stems go in front or behind each of the little clusters. Right. Oh, not done that one, have we? That one. That one. That one. That one. Oh, that one. I just think the colour, the sort of beautiful metallic colour works so well because it's sort of a bluey green. Right, I'm going to stop there. Almost, again, it is quite warm breeze-like. But that stamp, oh, definitely going to be a favourite. Finishing touch time now, white Posca. And I'm just going to come in, and even though you've used your Wink of Stella, look, your white Posca will sit beautifully just on top, just to catch that little bit of highlight. And just give that extra little bit of detail. And then, for me, got to have some Posca splats. So, give it a good shake. Get myself a brush and just add some lovely white. Now again, if you don't like the Posca splats, leave this off. You could add a moon mask to the sky if you wanted, but I love the sky I've got, so I'm just going to leave that. And the last little thing today, I'm going to add some black Posca at the base. Something I've been doing recently, I just love to bring it, especially around where I've got the black in the field grass. So let's just get a few, but I don't want too many because obviously black's such a harsh colour. So I'm just a few there. Right, stop, walk away. Don't want to spoil it and add too many. So let's pop that there and bring that closer just to show you that beautiful, beautiful detail. So your little sneak peek of your new stamp to look out for is the moss cap cluster and also the forest leaves mini. Ooh. And I'm sure there's going to be lots of others you're going to look out for. Now, I hope that's been a bit of inspiration for you. But you know what? Until you get these beautiful new stamps, look through your stamps, see what you've got. Have you got this one? Have you used it recently? Maybe you could do this scene and add yourself one of our beautiful deers. Maybe the foxes. It's up to you, but I'm sure you're going to have fun. So you look after yourself, take care, enjoy your crafting. That's the main thing. And look after yourself. Love and hugs from me. See you again soon. Bye for now.